my good sir. Who, me? Why, of course, my number one customer. Do you like to play video games? Yeah? Of course you do. Seeing the high-definition graphics, hearing the dramatic music that plays as you enter battle, experiencing a new world unlike anything you've ever seen before. But then, the cold world of reality hits you as your parents enter the room. Stop playing those games, young man.
It's time to go out and make some friends.
Don't you just wish there was some way you could stay in the world while also getting your parents off your back? Then allow me to introduce you to the exciting new world of video game board games. Why play Cuphead when you could play Cuphead? Pac-Man more your style? Then try the board game. If there's a video game out there, there's probably a board game version of it. Call today and see if there's one available for you. For years, family game nights seemed to consist of families getting together to play a board game. Monopoly, Mousetrap, Yahtzee, these are all great games. Except for Yahtzee, that's just a punishment. It's too confusing. With video games entering the picture, family game night changed entirely. You can play Monopoly on the PlayStation, Jackbox, just about anywhere. You don't have to stay at a table anymore and can play with others anywhere. Though, what really makes family game night is the togetherness of it. Being around a table, rolling actual dice, seeing the frustration on your sister's face as you buy Boardwalk before she can. Video games based on board games are still fun, but they aren't the same as the real thing. That's why I wanted to look at board games that are based on video games. Surprisingly, there's more of these than I thought. I knew of a couple like This War of Mine, but the deeper I looked, the more I found. If a game you can think of is popular, chances are it has a board game made of it. Just to get this out of the way, a lot of these kinds of board games are simply spin-offs from other games. Monopoly has loads of these variants. While I'm not the biggest fan of the Animal Crossing Monopoly game, I love the attention to detail. The pieces are all colored and really well decorated. You've got a fisher, a bug catcher, and oh! That's not a piece. That's the subscribe button. You're not a piece of the game. Here, if you can check to see if the subscribe button is gray, then he won't keep showing up. But if he's red, he's wide awake. So make sure you're subscribed. Alright, you've got to go. Yep, there you go. You go be a part of a different board game, but this one's already got pieces. Now, as I was saying, the board and tokens fit really well with the overall feel of Animal Crossing. Though the way you play, it kind of takes away the original feel of Monopoly. Rather than fight over who gets the most money or properties, you win by getting the most Nook Miles, which is based on your decorations. The anger from the original Monopoly game has now been replaced with, "Ooh, I've seen you've collected a bug! You should get 3 bells and a bench!" Board games like Monopoly should bring people together through anger and actual rage. I should be frustrated by the time the game is over so much that I want the game to keep going. Now, when your grandparents think about video games today, Doom is likely what they have in mind. Fighting demons, heavy rock music, using a big gun. Doom is an intense game that just about everyone's heard about. But when you take that and put it into a board game, you realize that it gets suddenly a lot less intense. In a strange way, the Doom board game is very similar to D&D. Up to 4 players control the UAC Marines, the good guys, against 1 person controlling the demons, the bad guy. The Marines try to kill the demons on the board, while the demons spread and try to take over the board. Honestly, it seems like a much more strategic game than I was originally thinking.
Please be advised. A containment breach has been detected at the Union Aerospace Corporation Martian Facility A113.
A113! It's the Pixar number! It's the Pixar number in the demon game! It's a very strategic board game, where you and your team have to seriously plan your moves well in advance. Otherwise, it's likely that you'll die quickly. If you're a fan of Doom or strategy games, I'd give this one a chance. Meanwhile, I'm still looking for a game that will give the same fun as family game night. Maybe I need to look for something more cooperative. Stardew Valley. Live a second life without it sounding creepy. For years, a friend of mine was telling me to play this game, and once I started, I honestly couldn't get enough. The villagers are all great, the writing is funny, the environments are fun to explore. I would play this game almost every night before bed. Until eventually I left and never came back. Just like my Animal Crossing village. You know, it's actually been quite a while since I checked on them. I wonder how long it's... You know, it's important to focus on the now, not the past. The Stardew Valley board game is purely a collaboration game. I mean, just look at the tagline. Your goal is to complete your grandpa's 4 goals, which are kinda strange. Grandpa didn't want you to do too much, it seems, if this was actually taking place. Catch a fish, explore the mine. These seem easy enough until he realized, just like in the game, certain goals can only be done depending on the season. Fish are only in season certain times of the year, so you have to be ready for them. As you complete the goals, you'll also be able to explore the valley and meet with the local villagers. It's very similar to the game. I should also mention that the artwork done for this game fits so well with the actual game. Just in the instruction manual alone, it has so much character to it. Don't get me wrong, the game has tons of charm to it, but it's nice to see a lot of more detailed art in this manual and in the game. Video game board games seem to be more popular than ever. I'm sure that this is likely because of video games becoming more well known, even by those who don't play the games. It's honestly nice to see. Family game night is a lot of fun when we're able to do it, and with more board games like these coming out, I think we'll be hearing more in the future about families and friends getting together to play a new game that they can all enjoy. There's a lot more board games out there similar to these, like SCP and Portal, so go out and see if there's a board game you could play with your friends and family. Now, that's just what I think about these board games, but what about you? What's a video game that you think could move on to be a board game? Let me know in the comments. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video, and remember to chase the chaos.